Welcome to Outdoor Quest TV. I'm Vanessa Harrop, and on today's episode, we're hunting whitetails. I have a general whitetail tag and I have a supplemental antlerless whitetail tag. So I have a pocket full of tags to fill and an empty freezer. Only problem is I have very little time to hunt deer. I've got this afternoon, TJ's hopefully going to come out tomorrow, and then I have the next day I've arranged to take off work early, so I don't have much time. But this area, basically, the deer come to rut, and the bucks pass through here in hopes of finding a receptive doe. So it's all spot and stalk. There is no sitting. You cannot pattern the deer. They just move through, and you just have to catch one when you're lucky. So keep your fingers crossed. I have limited time, and I have an empty freezer. So let's go. So this field to my left, it's amazing. It holds just a ton of does. And they come out right at last light, so they use the trees to live in, and then they just come out and feed right at last light. And this is where they travel right through. It's just amazing. So you never know what we're gonna catch, so we just gotta come in here nice and quiet and slow. But just amazing too. We've had very little snow this fall. And I mean, the only areas that actually show some snow are the west-facing slopes. So it's easy going for us, but it's really not making the deer move that much. So we'll just get up into these trees up here and then see what we see over that ridge. You never know, we might find a couple of does coming out a little early to feed. So there's a little bit of an opening just up ahead here. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit for a bit, see if anything comes out. It's still a little too early for anything to be out in the field. So I know I just finished saying that this is spot and stalk only, but sometimes you do have to just sit and wait. So we'll sit and have a look and see if anything comes out. And then once it gets a little darker, we'll then start moving around a lot more and see what we can find, start working the ridges and everything else. So come on, let's go. Oh, there's a doe, there's a doe. There's got to be a buck behind her. You would have thought with her running that fast that there would have been a buck right behind her, but she's gone now. But there is no buck that came out. But just sit here a little longer. You never know what comes out, so we'll just see. It's a little early yet, but it wasn't half tempting to take that doe, I can tell you. If she wasn't running, I might have dropped the doe, but it's getting pretty close to time. So we'll just sit here a bit. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's a coyote. I can't take any chances. I know I should be shooting the coyote, but I need meat for the freezer and I've got limited time. So he gets to live another day.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Zeiss Sport Optics. We make it visible. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Coeur d'Alene Sporting Goods, home of the Rocky Mountain Rifle. Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Silver Willow Taxidermy, capturing the memories. Loa Boots, handcrafted in Europe. Deluxe wall tents, built in Canada for Canadian conditions.
What's that way out there? It's a doe and a buck. Way out there. What the? That's the biggest forky I've ever seen. Holy. Really long beams, but only 2 points. That is bizarre. Boy, he looks like a really old deer, but he's only got 2 points. It's just like the main beams are really long, but 2 points. Holy, that is weird. Oh, he definitely gets to live another day. I'm sorry, but I'm not using my tag on him. It's early yet. Not that early, but it's early yet, so. Well, I think this spot's shown us everything it's got, so it's time to move along. I think what I'll do is I'll head up this ridge here, go over, peek over the other side and see what's there. You never know what's passing through. These deer seem to move, at least the bucks seem to move south to north pattern, not east to west. So if you can work the property, depending on the wind, it works really good. So you kind of want to come up, sneak up the ridges, and just peek over. You might catch a buck crossing through. So let's go see if we can do that. There's a buck right there. Holy, he's got no brow tines, like at all. But he's got a lot of mass. It's just a shame he's so broken off. So typical of the deer around here, though. He's only a 4-point. Like even if he had all of his tines, he'd only be a 4. But that's too cool. Well, we're just about out of time. I really hope it wasn't a mistake passing up that deer. But there's always the day after tomorrow. I'm going to show you a quick boot lacing tip. Now my Loa Lady Lights don't have a locking lace system. The easy way around that is just to do a double overhand knot. So that's just looping it 3 times. What that does is it locks the lace in place. This way, your lower boot is as tight or as loose as you want it to be. Now the next system I'm going to go into is what you want to do is take your lace and run it up the first 2 of your speed laces. Do the same on the other side. Then take your lace and push through right there. Do the same on the other side. And then pull forward to tighten. What this does is it stops your toe from jamming up the front and your heel from sliding up the back. Really places your foot and your boot in nice and tight. Now wrap it around your tongue stud, lace up, do another double overhand at the top so you can lock your lace in place there. You're not going to get that loosening.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Puma SGB Knives, knife maker to the world since 1769. Defense Aerosols, for when your life depends on it. The Wild Sheep Foundation, putting and keeping sheep on the mountain.
Well, it's my final day hunting whitetail for 2015. So keep your fingers crossed. As you saw the other day, left you with that broken tine buck, and I really hope I didn't regret that. But last night TJ came out and he saw a whopper of a whitetail buck, and just right at dark. So he couldn't get on him. He really didn't get a great visual. He just knew it was big. So hopefully he's still out here. Typically they don't hang around, they pass through. All they're doing is looking for receptive does. And we are getting towards the end of the rut, so we'll walk around a little bit and then we'll head back to where TJ saw him yesterday, and keep your fingers crossed for us. Empty freezer, and I'd really like to see this buck now that he's told me all about him. So it's a cold one tonight though, so let's get going. It's just, he's standing out there like, shoot me, shoot me. Has he got a buddy coming up behind him? This is one of those tough decisions. We've got no meat in the freezer for this year, and he's just standing broadside and has been now for ever since we got out of the truck. Oh, there he goes. That's totally awesome. TJ was telling me that buck was with a group of does, and that's pretty much right where he saw them last night, so this is a great sign. Hopefully that buck is around there with him. So I think what I'm gonna do is head up this hill, go over, see if we can get a little closer. They're about 1 kilometer away right now, so awesome. Well, made it over to where those does were, but they're gone. Like, I don't know where they went, but we got very little time left. But I spotted a doe. She's got to be 1 kilometer away too. Only chance I have, I got a boogie. I got to go after her, and at least I've got some meat in the freezer. So let's go. Okay, different plan. I don't want to upset the bulls because it'll just get them running and we'll be alerted to everything, so back this way. Well, we made it down to where she should be, but I don't see her anywhere. She's coming right across. She should be right in that gully. Well, I think I'm gonna just have to chance it. I'm gonna head down there and if I spook her out, but hold on. There's a buck and a doe. Way on the other side there. We got a boogie. Like now.
Outdoor Quest TV is brought to you by Safari Club International Canada, first for hunters. Alberta Outdoorsman Magazine, Alberta's only hunting, fishing, and trapping magazine.
Okay, he's at 401.
Hi. He just died.
He just died?
Yeah.
Holy. That was a few 100-yard dash. We were coming after this one doe we saw way up on the hill, and she dipped down to this dip. We couldn't see. We're both humming and hawing and trying to decide what to do. And I'm like, oh, we should just go over that hill and see. And she's like, no, we'll blow her out. And then I glass up, and there's a doe and a buck right in the middle of the field. So we're like, okay, we got so much light left. Let's make a mad dash and go for it. And we just got here, and it worked out beautifully. He was broadside. It was perfect. Totally still. There was no wind. 401 yards. Oh, this is a sweet, sweet gun. Oh. We now have meat for the freezer. When we first got here this evening, saw this little buck, and I was humming and hawing. I couldn't decide whether to take him or not. And I just decided he's got to live another year. Let's let him get bigger. And,
We better get up there before it gets dark and we can't find him.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Nice buck.
That's a nice buck. Golly. I'll set him up here a little bit so you guys can see.
Beauty.
Look at that. Oh. What a beauty. Holy. No, we're running out of light fast here, so I'm going to be really quick about this. Oh. Now, TJ saw this buck last night, couldn't get on him, and I think we were glassing that knoll where we thought the doe was, and it was 411 yards there. Ran down to there, past that, and I shot 401 yards, so basically ran down uphill 820 yards roughly. So shooting the 7 rem mag, 139 grain GMX, and one thing that's great about that Rapid C, I didn't have to dial anything, I didn't have to turn any turrets, I didn't have to remember anything. It was just get down on the bipod, get prone, get steady, put the 400-yard crosshair on him, and squeeze the trigger. The good news is we can get the truck right to this buck. Bad news is that by the time we get back to the truck and get back here, it's going to be pitch black. So, easy little trick though. I always carry 2 headlamps. Put this on flash, and then I'm just going to attach the headlamp to his horns and point it in the direction that the truck's going to be at. And we should be able to see him, no problem. Easy peasy. Now let's go get the truck.
Well, there's why we put the flashing light on the deer though. We're in the middle of about a 200-acre hayfield here that all look pretty simple to get back here until it's pitch black. But it makes it easier, we can just drive straight back, and there There he is. One whitetail buck. Take a few pictures, get him gutted out, get home, time for dinner.
Well, that was a bit of a long walk back to the truck. I didn't realize how far we'd actually gotten from the truck, but holy, what a beautiful deer. I mean, now that we've got a bit of light on him, look at that. And still snowing a little bit today, so he's really frosted up, so I am so lucky and we are so blessed, but what a fabulous buck, and what an awesome hunt too. It was just spectacular.
Check us out online at outdoorquesttv.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.